Original Naruto creator Masashi Kishimoto is taking over the writing for Boruto: The Next Generation's manga, starting in this very next chapter, which comes out on Friday. This was a huge sudden surprise to everyone, as basically Ukyo Kodachi, who has been writing the Boruto manga up until this point, has announced his retirement, quote unquote. Now, a lot of people are making memes about this, joking around that once Kishimoto saw how dirty Kodachi was doing Sasuke, doing his precious Sasuke dirty, he ran over, fired Kodachi, and said he's taking over.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Now, apparently this was the plan from the very beginning, at least this is what they're announcing to the public, that when the Boruto manga reached this point where I guess Naruto is going to die, Kishimoto would take over. However, fans are very, very speculative. As we know, Kishimoto attempted to create a new story called Samurai 8, which basically flopped. It never really took off the ground. It had a lot of hype in the beginning, but it never really went anywhere, ending on chapter 43. And a lot of fans right now, at least the Boruto fans, are a little bit worried about this. There are some diehard Boruto fans out there who really like Boruto because of the way that Kodachi had written the female characters, implying that Kishimoto had pumped up the story of some of the characters and the female leads in Naruto, but never really gave them any time to shine, and it was a very male-centric show, whereas Boruto has a lot of story and in-depth progress on females. And so they're a little bit worried that now that Kishimoto's taken over again, he's going to take the limelight off some of the female characters in particular, but many Naruto fans came to the rescue, showing how many empowered female characters there were in the Naruto universe. Anyways, that's not really a huge concern of mine, but a lot of people are concerned about the fact that the Boruto manga may take a very jarring turn as Kishimoto comes in to take over. Some fans are worried that he ruined Samurai 8 and he ruined the end of Naruto, and so him coming back in is going to ruin their beloved Boruto. But as this fan said on Twitter, people acting like Kishimoto didn't write the best rivalry in Shonen, best set of antagonists in Shonen, the best backstories in Shonen. Kishimoto will take Boruto into another level. He's the GOAT. And I gotta say, I'm on board 100%, and I completely agree with that. I grew up with Naruto starting in college, I believe. I started watching it, so it was like about 17 years ago, and it became my next beloved series after Dragon Ball. It was my next segue into anime after Dragon Ball Z, and I watched it all the way through, Naruto Shippuden, everything, completely in love with this series. And I know that Kishimoto, the original creator being behind this, is going to give Naruto and Sasuke some justice. Frankly, it's really disappointing seeing Sasuke just getting beaten around so easily, not using many of his abilities at all. And so I'm really interested to see what direction Kishimoto is going to take this. As we know, Naruto is about to use his new final form, which will cost him his life. And we don't know 100% for sure that he's going to die yet, but as we saw from the very beginning of the Boruto anime, Kawaki said, "I'm going to send you the same place that I sent the 7th, which I think everybody assumed means that Naruto had died, but he could be sent to another dimension or something like that. It's getting more and more apparent, or at least it seems to be, that Kawaki is going to be taken over by Ishiki using karma. And so while the current Kawaki doesn't really seem like a bad guy at all, the pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together as we just got the most recent explanation of karma and how the Otsutsuki can take over people's bodies. They can basically reincarnate through karma. And even though Kawaki's karma has technically been removed, at least they think it is, most likely Ishiki is going to take over Kawaki's body. And that Kawaki that we see in the very beginning of Boruto is actually Ishiki. So the next few chapters of the Boruto manga are going to be absolutely insane. Not only are we getting to this just climactic battle where Naruto is getting a new final form that's supposed to kill him if he uses it, but also the original creator is taking over, and we know that he is the GOAT in writing amazing stories and detailed complex battles. As this fan notes on Twitter, he wrote rivalries like Madara vs Hashirama, Obito vs Kakashi, Danzou vs Hiruzen, Sasuke vs Naruto, Sasuke vs Itachi, and the list goes on. And you all don't think he's going to make Kawaki vs Boruto into one of those fights. Yeah, I mean, that's really the dream here. I mean, this is amazing news, in my opinion, for Naruto and Boruto fans. I think the biggest worry is that he's going to come in and really twist up the current writing. Maybe he lost his magic, and I think that's a big concern because Samurai 8 was a flop per se. I think that fans are really worried that maybe he just lost his integrity and he could just completely ruin this story. But I really don't think so. I mean, this is his baby. He tried something new with Samurai 8. Yeah, it didn't work, but he is the author that wrote so many incredible battles and in-depth backstories for this series, and I think we're really blessed for him to come back onto Boruto full time. Now, he could very well be coming back specifically for the reason that Naruto does die here, and I think that's pretty important. If it's true that this was the scheduling all along, then very well he wants to write his main character's death, and that would actually make a lot of sense for his return. He lets another story writer kind of build up into the direction that he wanted, that he envisioned, and then when it got to that critical moment, he's like, all right, this is almost 20 years of work, of my life's work. I'm going to write how the character dies. And maybe Naruto doesn't specifically die. Maybe he gets put in some sort of vegetative state. But one thing's for sure, that he is planning to write the just most banger chapters coming out in November and December. I think we're in this Friday for a monumental Boruto chapter. I think the internet is going to go absolutely crazy over it, and I'm really curious to see how the shift in writing goes from Kodachi to Kishimoto. But oh my god, I mean, the Boruto manga has been really good so far. Without all of the filler of the Boruto anime, it's actually a pretty darn good manga, and I think a lot of people just didn't really give it the attention it deserves, specifically because the anime was just all filler and just all about Kid, like rehashed the same characters all over again. It really wasn't anything special. It was just basically a reboot, whereas the manga has really pushed forward past Naruto as a Hokage and into the future. And as we've seen from Kishimoto's just absolutely amazing manga panels in the past, there is no doubt in my mind that this new chapter and the one after are just going to explode the fandom. I bet it's going to be so insanely good. Naruto in his final form, original creator is back. We can't wait to see what Naruto is going to do. Hopefully he's going to give Sasuke justice, because Sasuke hasn't done much at all. I mean, he's got like crazy abilities, so he should be able to step in and unleash some crazy stuff as well. Maybe he's got a hidden trump card also. And with Kishimoto's superior paneling and storytelling, it's just going to be absolutely nuts. Make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on, because as soon as that banger of a chapter drops, you know I'm going to be covering it. There's going to be so much to talk about. Naruto could potentially die on Friday. I mean, that's just nuts to even think about. It's been over 20 years since he started the Naruto manga. To kill off a character like that is a really big deal. I mean, Naruto was one of the biggest shonen anime that just changed the landscape of shonen anime itself, and just sent shockwaves through the anime community for such a long time after Dragon Ball Z had ended. And while some authors may degrade a little bit as time goes on, we know Akira Toriyama kind of did with Dragon Ball. He kind of started slipping a little bit, but there's no doubt in my mind that Kishimoto is going to come back and just show us the most explosive Boruto chapter we never even knew we needed come this Friday. Make sure, again, guys, you're subscribed with notifications enabled so you can get that content as soon as it's released. I'm Mastar, and I'll see you on the next one.